Today I am going to start the ninth part of general knowledge. So let's start. Today's topic is in 20th century. Some interesting facts. This personal name is Norman Borlaug, an American agronomist, is credited for developing high yield and disease resistant wheat varieties. This discovery revolutionized the agriculture industries. In recognition of his contribution to the world food supply, he was awarded the Nobel Prize in 1970. He is also referred to as the father of the Green Revolution. Al Gore. Norman Borlaug. Another interesting fact, the person who was landing on the moon, this one is telecast on the television. With the invention of the television, historic events such as the landing on the moon in 1969 were seen by viewers live as they took place. The first person, or you can say that the person or people, the scientist landing on the moon, live telecast was on the television in 1969. Another interesting fact, that is super baby. Louise Brown, born in 1978, was the first test tube baby. She was conceived outside her mother's body. As the test tube baby were conceived, fetus were developed in outside of the body. The name of that first test tube baby is Louise Brown, born in 1978. In 20th century, another interesting fact is mobile phone first appeared in 1979, 103 years after the first telephone of 1878. 1876 the telephone was developed, and in 1979 mobile phone were appeared. 100 years gap in between them. So take up the quiz on the history of 20th century. Let's start. The first one, he was the British Prime Minister during the Second World War. The name is Winston Churchill. The second question is, before going to the second question, get some knowledge about the Winston Churchill. Sir Winston Leonard Spencer Churchill was a British politician, military officer, and writer who served as the Prime Minister of Great Britain from 1940 to 1945 and from 1951 to 1955. After becoming Prime Minister in 1940, Churchill helped lead a successful Allied strategy with the US and Soviet Union during World War II to defeat the Axis powers and craft post-war peace. The second question, this former barrier walled off West Berlin to keep East German from escaping to the west, built in August 1961. It remained a symbol of the Cold War till it was demolished in 1989. Which barrier was this? The answer is Berlin Wall. See the picture of Berlin Wall, one clip has been given. Interesting fact about that, The Berlin Wall was a guarded concrete barrier that physically and ideologically divided Berlin from 1961 to 1989. Construction of the wall was commenced by the German Democratic Republic on 13th August 1961. The wall cut off West Berlin from surrounding East Germany, including East Berlin. East and West Germany were divided by this wall. The next question is, in which country was a civil war fought and communist government under Chairman Mao came to power? The answer is China. Here is a picture of Mao on civil war. The Chinese Civil War was a civil war in China fought between the Kuomintang-led government of the Republic of China and the Communist Party of China, lasting intermittently between 1927 and 1949, in between of them. The next question, question number 4. Sir Alexander Fleming's discovery in the field of medicine, which he called penicillin, became one of the most effective life-saving drugs in the world. What is it type of? It is a type of antibiotics. Here is the Alexander Fleming image is given. Scottish bacteriologist Alexander Fleming is best known for his discovery of penicillin in 1928, which started the antibiotic revolution. For his discovery of penicillin, he was awarded a share of the 1945 Nobel Prize for Psychology or Medicine. The next question is question number 5. In which year did the UN adopt the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and introduced voting rights for women into international law? That is the 1948. Human rights and voting caste right given to the women. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights is a document adopted by the United Nations General Assembly establishing a set of principles for the rights of individuals. The doctrine was accepted by the General Assembly at the third session on 10th December 1948 as Resolution 217 at the Palais de Chaillot in Paris, France. The next question is question number 6. Which country in the Middle East became independent on 14th May 1948? That is Israel. This is the document of the Israel independence. The Israel Declaration of Independence, formerly the Declaration of the Establishment of the State of Israel, was proclaimed on 14th May 1948 by David Ben-Gurion, the executive head of the World Zionist Organization, chairman of the Jewish Agency for Palestine, and soon to be first Prime Minister of Israel. And this image is the Declaration of Independence of Israel. Next question is question number 7. Iraq fought a war with its neighbor for 8 long years with no territorial annexation. Which country was his? The country name was Iran. Iran-Iraq War. The Iran-Iraq War, referred to as the imposed war and holy defense or scare defense in Iran, began on 22nd September 1980 when Iraq invaded Iran, and it ended on 20th August 1988 when Iran accepted the UN brokered ceasefire. America were involved. Then the next question, question number 8. Name the country which became independent in 1918 after the collapse of Austria-Hungary and remained a geographical and political unit till 1st January 1993, after which it split into two new political states, the Czech Republic and Slovakia. The name of the country, from that these two countries had been made Czechoslovakia. Here is the map, how they are bifurcated. On January 1st, 1993, Czechoslovakia split into two independent states, the Czech Republic and Slovakia, in what is now known as the Velvet Divorce, in a reference to the Velvet Revolution. Due to the peaceful and negotiated nature, both countries divided their common goods. Peacefully and silently they have talked together and separate them. So that's why it is called as a velvet divorce. Now the next question is, the United States of America fought a war with this country in Asia which lasted approximately 10 years. The US had to finally admit defeat and withdraw. And the name of the country, Vietnam, and war name is Vietnam War. Here is the picture of the Vietnam War. The Vietnam War, also known as Second Indo-China War, Second Indo-China War, and in Vietnam as the resistance war against America, or simply the American War, was conflict in Vietnam, Laos and Cambodia from 1st November 1955 to the fall of Saigon on 30th April 1975, and after that they have admitted defeat and withdraw. Thank you. Thanks for watching this 9th part of the video.